Downsizing Diva, and I'm here to say, feeling good, taking my GLP-1 meds. One whole year, wiped away my fears. Done 60 pounds, but that's no all. I kept on going even through the storms. My A1C went down. I still have work to do. Just when you thought I was done, my high blood pressure went down too. Feeling good, taking my tea, but it weighed one less. I have a great story to tell. I'm on the road to lose 100 pounds. Can I do it in 2025? Yes, I can. Downsizing Diva, and I'm here to say, feeling good, taking my GLP-1 meds.
Hello, and welcome. I'm still trying to figure this computer out. Jeez Louise. How are you guys? It's a Wednesday. I feel like it was just Monday. So, you know what I'm going to say. Happy Wednesday to ya. Happy Wednesday to ya. Happy Wednesday. So, how are you guys doing on this hump day? I'm going to tell you, here it is raining. And yeah, I'm still having a good hair day. I love that. I have on a hat though to just kind of protect my hair a little bit, but it's been raining, so a good jacket with a hood or an umbrella works well in these type of situations. So tonight, you guys, I feel like it's about to be one of the reasons why I'm pretty excited. I was low energy. I'm telling you, I was tired, but for some reason, when these lights come on in my office here, I like perk up. And I'm telling you, it feels like fall is coming sooner than I thought. But this never fails. Here in Ohio, when the kids go back to school, it could start to get a little cool. As soon as school kicks in, it starts to get super warm again. I mean, so much so, like some of these schools have heat days where the kids can't go because there's no air and it gets so hot in some schools. I was blessed when I was teaching, my school had air conditioning, so we never got the heat days. But I know a lot of other schools did. So we will see. So I love the fall. The fall is kind of my favorite season. I love it. The bugs are gone. If they're not gone, they're like I don't really see them. Like that's one of the main reasons I'm not a fan of any of the other, well, winter, I guess I could be a fan of winter, but I mean, you can look cute and just be all cute and everything with your winter gear, but I'm not a fan of that snow, like going out in it, trying to, gosh, I gotta thank God because I don't have to. I had a 45-minute commute to get to work, and because I'm retired, I don't have to do that. So I am so looking forward to this winter so I could just chill, but I still got to get my daughter to school. There's that. But other than that, I don't have to do that 45 minutes. So thank God for that. So, who is in the chat? And then we're going to get started with our topic. We're talking about one of the things tonight. We're going to talk about a hodgepodge of things. So, we're going to start off talking about food noise. Or we're gonna, my topic is, and I felt like this, and I don't really feel like this now because I've been scaling back, doing all the things, right? I've been just in chill mode, if that's a thing. So, but are we making the GLP-1 weight loss too complicated? Sometimes I look at, down my timeline, I'm scrolling down. Remember, I'm like busy doing my own thing over here. And, I go on there and I say, oh, I'm just going to see what's out there. In the mornings, that's my time to like look around. And I feel like people are doing so much. There's a lot of new content creators out there too. Shout out to the newbies out there that are starting to make content about their journey. I think that is so cool. And I think we're in a time where YouTube is featuring some of these newer content creators that are starting out. And I just think like, wow, doing all the things. So I'm going to be talking about that. I'm going to be talking about that in some of my upcoming videos. I'm just going to be recapping my weight loss. I'm going to be talking about, how to be successful on a GLP-1, because I don't know that people get marching orders from the doctor. So you got to watch Downsizing Diva if you're new, because we're giving you all the scoop. And then maybe next week sometime I'm going to catch people up on where exactly I'm at in my journey and my plan moving forward. I said when my daughter goes back to school, hopefully I could get some stability in my life because I have none. I'm doing this, that, I'm doing everything, right? So I'm just a busy lady. And I know people are also busy, but when if I showed you my schedule, you want to keep your own. So geez Louise, I got my big calendar right here, and I'm telling you, it is filled up with things to do. And then this is so funny. A lot of people at my daughter's school, they're trying to get me to run for to be the school board on the school board. Remember I was telling you about that? And I thought I don't want to do anything in education. Then somebody was asking me about being a councilwoman. I just, was helping one of my friends. She just became a councilwoman in my area. And it's like it's always some drama around all this stuff. So I just want to be drama free. So I don't want to do that either. I thought, do I want to be? Could you see Dee Dee in politics? Now I tell you guys, my dad, he said his best friend has since passed on, but my dad's best friend was a mayor of a little town in Ohio. And it's interesting, how like politics kind of follow me. One of my minors in college was politics and government. So maybe I could be a Mayor Dee Dee down the road. But guess what? I don't even want to be. So we shall see. We shall see. I mean, the best thing about it is hugging folks and kissing the babies and, that whole thing. But if you are a public servant in any kind of way, like if you are a teacher, a firefighter, a doctor, if you are you work for the government in some way, or if you're in the politics and government, I mean, geez, Louise, it's rough out here, right? So I just, people who go into with a pure heart, right, to serve their community. I just love that. But I don't think that that's for me. I don't think that's something I would do. Right now, though, I say a girl has a right to change her mind. So I might be telling you guys, come on to Ohio and help me campaign. Wouldn't that be so crazy? Jeez, Louise. No, I honestly don't think I want to do any of that. So let's see who's up in the chat. We got Mail to the B. How are you, Mail? How are you? Sharon, how are you? She says, good evening. Can't wait until the live to start. Oh, I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for coming. Jeez, Louise, I love that. That just made my night. Jeez, Louise. Keisha, oh my gosh, my beautiful friend. Check her out with her fabulous outfit, the braids, the lips. I started to wear a red lip. And I said, no, I'm going to save that red lip for another day. But you look good. So one of us has a red lip. I'll take it. Dee Dee, she says, happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday to you. Happy Wednesday, Cookie. How are you? I think about you every day because I got my little Chicago mug. How about that? Okay, so people are saying hello to each other. Who else do we have in here before we get started? Oh, we got the real MVP. She says, happy Wednesday, Dee Dee in chat. You are an MVP. How about that? I love that. Love that. It's a perfect name for you. Okay, I don't know if Mel's talking to me. Somebody says, sweetheart, I'll take it. I think she's talking to somebody else. All right, who else do we have in here? My girl Anissa, how are you? She said, Mel, I hit the like button. Yes, we got to hit that like button. So she's saying hello to everybody she missed. I had to go to the restroom right before this started. I try to go like right before I know I'm going to be on here so I can sit up in here. Vivi, how are you? She says, hello, Dee Dee and chat. How are you? Is it raining where you are? It's like so rainy over here. I always think about your city when I think about the rain. Okay, so is that bad? I'm thinking about rain. But I love a good rainy night. So when I get off this live, I'm hoping that it rains and it'll just like rain me right on to sleep. What's that song? Rain down on me, let your love just shower me. Isn't that like SWV? I love SWV. All right, so fall is you like the fall too. Us fall girls. We are 20 with the seasons. I love it. Hello, Dee Dee and Divas and Dudes. How are you? We love that you're here. She says, rain, rain, go away. Please don't mess up Shay's hair today. That's the thing. I don't care about anything else. I'm worried. But my grass does need rain. I was saying that. My daughter said, we have newer neighbors. And she was like, we need to get our neighbors to cut our grass. And I said, why? Our grass is cut. We have someone coming in to cut our grass. And so she said, well, their grass is greener. And I said, well, that's because the husband is out there watering the grass. I don't water my grass. So when it rains, I appreciate that. I'm so bad at that. I need to next year, remind me that I said this, Cookie. You'll probably remember. I want to get a what do you call that? A sprinkler and put it out there so I can have green grass. My grass is cut, the edges are looking good, but it's just a little brown. I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one in my neighborhood on my street, but yeah, you just kind of have to add to that grass, that water. If you don't, and then I get it treated. Do you guys get True Green? They treat the grass so it grows, but it's just a little on the brown side. All right, fall. Oh, Brenda. Okay, Brenda, fall is your weather too. We love that fall. Nice and cool. I was telling my daughter, I love fall because you could wear a jacket, but you could also not wear a jacket. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think if you're somebody going through menopause, perimenopause, all the menopause of it all, you can relate to that. Okay. Gigi, how are you? Look at you with the cute glasses. That reminds me, I didn't order my glasses I was supposed to order. I need to get and do that. All right. Ooh, Miss T. Is it Teasy? Oh, I'm gonna call you Miss T. I love this. Hello. Thank you so much for sharing your journey. New to Zepbound, and I feel love. Well, you are in the right spot. Okay. Okay. Oh my gosh, you got to check out my video. I'm gonna get that out tomorrow. My goal is to get it to the members first, and then I think I'm gonna have it out by 7:30. So Miss T, now you got to watch that video tomorrow. It's going to give you the basics on how to lose weight on this Zepbound. Zepbound, Monjaro, Ozempic, Wegovy, whatever you're taking. And honestly, these principles, I got to kind of reinstate these because I've been, not really following them diligently like I was. So I got to get back on board too. How about that? Because I still have 60 to 70 more pounds to lose. And I feel like I've been celebrating my birthday, and I should say feel like I have been. I've been out with this group, that group, here, there, everywhere, eating out, going to this meeting, going to this meeting, going to this appointment, doing this, doing that. I got myself involved in a project I wasn't expecting to. So I just have a lot going on, but that's okay. I might be what's that? What do they call that? I might be delayed, but I would never be denied. How about that? Oh, hello. How are you? Mitchy Nature. Very good. Look at the skies. It's like, oh, I feel like that's what your picture is doing. Okay. My twin, Purple Bellflower. How are you? Welcome in. How are you on this Wednesday? All right, Jamie, how are you, Jamie? It's good to see you in here. It's so funny when I say these names, when I'm playing back my live stream, sometimes just to, kind of listen to it and see how it went. I'll hear myself and I'm like, geez, oh man. How do you feel about not going back to teaching? It is weird not setting up a room and all the fuss we do at the beginning of the year. You are looking so gorgeous tonight. Thank you. I appreciate that. I was telling Mel earlier today, my face is filling back up. Now, I hope I'm not gaining weight. Because I haven't really, well, I'll update you on that. But I haven't really been diligent about tracking my calories and all that stuff here lately. I just been kind of loosey goosey. But I'm telling you, my clothes still fit good, and some of my clothes fit even better than before. So I'm gonna, say that maybe that's because the gym, maybe that's what it is. I don't know. So, the gym takes off those inches. So if I'm going by my clothes, I'm fine. But my face is kind of filled in a little bit here. And then I've been working on this. Look at the neck. Remember how my neck was so crinkly? Now I wonder if it's a way you can slim down and not have your face slim down so much with it. And you know what? You can't do it because if you could do it, Oprah and the Kardashians and J-Lo, all these people would have figured it out without having to get Botox and all these things. But for right now, feeling like I'm looking pretty good, and I'm going to stick with it. Now, when I drop 60 pounds, can you imagine how my face is going to look? I'm going to be on here looking. The people telling me when I say I'm 54, now people go, what? You look like you're in your 30s. If I drop 60 pounds, I'm afraid people are going to be like, oh, okay. I thought you were 53. So we shall see. I don't know. Okay, no rain, but now okay now, but it will this weekend. Yeah, it's supposed to rain, continue to rain. Ooh, somebody else likes the fall. We love that. You're so ready for the fall too. Oh man, geez, Louise. You said let Mother Nature foot the bill for the grass. I know that's right, because it is expensive too. We're in the middle of a drought. It hasn't been rainy enough. Yeah, over here too. So I guess we're due. Hey, Ocean, how are you? I'm glad you're here. Stacy, I'm glad you're here too. How are you? All right, so I want to know, are you guys feeling overwhelmed with all things GLP-1? That's what we're talking about. I have some polls. I figured out a way to make a poll. So I'm going to do my first poll on StreamYard. Now, I've done them in the YouTube app, but I don't really stream on there a lot. It's thundering and lightning, and it rained here in Georgia like at 3 a.m. Jeez Louise. Oh my gosh. Were you sleeping? Or you obviously, I don't know. Maybe it's not so obvious. Did you sleep through it, or did you hear about it the next day? Okay, so I didn't answer your question, did I? Um, okay. So, I wonder, did it scroll me back down because I didn't answer the question? I just kind of skipped over that. Oh, you put it back in there. Okay, good. Thank you. Okay, I was gonna say this is some new stream your heart stuff. Okay, so I am feeling a little I'm getting to that point. So this week, so my school starts next week. And so I already set up to have like lunch that day, or it's a breakfast that day with some retired friends. And so I'm excited about that. So next week, when they're welcoming the kids in, I'm going to be ordering my coffee. So, but then tomorrow I have a brunch with some friends that retire, and their school starts back. The teachers have to be back tomorrow. So they want to go out when the teachers have to be back, and they want to have brunch. We're going to the seafood place for a nice brunch. So I am going to have some shrimp. I already know, saw the menu, know what I'm going to have. Looking forward to that. So I have those two things. So now I'm starting to feel, now that the kids are going back to school, I'm starting to feel like uh, I'm retired. Like, geez, Louise. So I say, once I get her into school, I'm gonna just totally feel retired. And I think I'm gonna be sad though. I think I'm gonna miss it. It's a group of ladies we get together over the summer, and I told one of them I need to text. It's a group of 4 of us, including me, and I'm gonna text her when I get off this live stream because instead of us getting together before school, I want us to get together during school, like, so we could just kind of see like how the year started out, what's going on, how's everything going. So I'm looking forward to that. But I just feel so blessed. I don't even want to start boo-hooing on here. But I'm just considering myself blessed. But you know what? Not for nothing. I've been working. I had a job since I was 14. I used to work at this summer camp. And yeah, you could work there when you were 14. It was just the summer. And I started off doing that. And then when I was 15, I got a job working at Wendy's. I'll never forget. And I say I'll never forget because you really were supposed to be 16 for some kind of reason. I was able to work there when I was 15, and I was one of the only people in there. This is so funny with all those adults. I was one of the only people that could count change on the drive-through. They put me on the drive-through with the money, and that was like a huge deal back then. And they put me on the money, and I was able to count the change without having to ring it in. So it's so funny because I still trick people to this day. If they tell me something is $3.11, and I give them 26 cents, they're supposed to give me 5 cents back, something like that. I'm just using an example. Some of those math things that's like a little bit tougher. And some of if they don't punch it in, they always give me more money back. And I used to give them the money back and say, oh, you gave me too much. But now I was like, they'll never, now they probably do that to other folks too. I don't know. But I was like, they'll never learn how to count it correctly if I keep, um, correcting it for them. So now I keep the little coins I get, and I give them to my daughter, and I say, they're gonna have to learn how to count that money. So I got that job at 15. So I've been working since I was 14. So guess what? It's time that I sit down. And it was sometimes when I'm never gonna just sit down, but you know what I'm saying? Like take a break, I should say. And then it was times when I was had two jobs. I was going to school to get my master's. I had a full-time job. I went to school to get my master's. My master's is in computer technology, but it's like once you get a master's, you don't go back and like keep renewing. So all the stuff I've taught myself about computers afterwards, it's like you got to kind of keep up with it. So yeah, I do have a degree in computer and technology. How about that? That sounds fancy, doesn't it? And then, but when I was going to school to get my master's, I had to pay for it myself. And I ended up working at Macy's. I had a part-time job at Macy's, and the coupons ran me out of there. They worked me so hard. Those people were on my nerves about these coupons, and people would argue you down, and it's like, I'm just going in, honey, with what they put in the register, and people would argue me down about these coupons, and they would slow up my line. So guess what? I told Macy's, deuces. And then I didn't work again. I didn't get another. Did I get another job? I don't think I got another job. So, so there was that. So, yeah. So anyway, I don't know why I got off on that tangent. I know was it the real GLP-1 teacher? GLP-1 teacher's journey got me off on that tangent. Okay. All right. Cheryl says she's down 15 pounds, 5 milligrams is doing good for you. Very good. That is so cool. Let's give you some confetti. Very good. You're so diligent about this. I'm curious for you to now. I gotta really get this video out because I'm talking about it so much because I recorded it super fast, quick, and in a hurry. It's like bam, bam, bam. It gets to the point, that what I wanted to say to people, and also a good reminder for myself as well. Let's see. I've been outside. You're right, my girl. I've been outside celebrating my retirement, my birthday, the new chapter. Yeah, and I'm not really worried about it. You know what? If I don't look good, I don't care because I feel good. I love it. Yeah, and I'm really not, that worried about it, honestly. The one and only. Hello, how are you? W-I to the B. We love that. Okay, so people are saying hello to each other. I'm scrolling down. I feel like once I met my first goal, I'm getting okay. Somebody answering the question. Thank you for getting me on track and us on track. She said, I feel like once I met my first goal, I'm getting tired of chasing the scale. Now I'm just going to continue doing the things and just live. Yes. And I think, you know what? That's kind of where I decided I'm going to be at when the month of July came. And yeah, but we reach our goals, right, Vivi? So we're going to reach our goals. It just may not be like on somebody else's timetable. And I just had to realize that, life happens. So many things are going on. And, I'm in a situation where, I can have it planned to go to the gym, and then I get a phone call and it's something I can't not do, right? And I got to go and do it. And then that kind of messes up my, class I was going to take or whatever I was going to do. And then, it's like, should I go later? And then later I try to go and the class is filled up. And one time the class was not filled up when this happened to me, and they had a spot in the front. And I said, I'll just pass. I'm about to be in the front. You have spots. And I'm like, oh, I'm not about to be in the front, especially with this lady. And then this is another thing that, it was a couple of ladies that I had got used to going to see into their classes and this all strength training. And they must have been on vacation or they were subbing for other people. Maybe they can only sub for some other people. And so they weren't in there. So it was other people in there. And you know how like you switch instructors, and that's like if we had a DD fill in and you guys are like, get DD back here. So that's how that kind of was. So, that kind of took my momentum about the exercise. And I get it because during the summer, people go on vacation, right? They travel and this and that. And so, so I still have to find like the love of what I'm doing. And it doesn't matter who's teaching it. I just got to know that I'm getting in there and exercising. So that's kind of how I've been thinking about it. But yeah. And so, yeah, I'll be talking about that gym too, because I had some things going on with that gym. But, it's like I just have not really worried about the scale as much for the month of July. And then I thought in August, I'm going to be bam, bam back on it. I've been so busy. I got involved in doing some other things and then helping somebody else again with stuff. And so I haven't really been doing, I'm off my schedule. My daughter's off her schedule. Her other summer camp ended. She started a new summer camp. So we just been having a lot going on. And then I have friends that plan events and they're last minute planners. And they tell me, oh, we're doing such and such on Saturday. So now and you might say, well, you don't have to do it. But, these, my friends are 30 plus year friends. So it's kind of like, you know, it's like family. So I got to go out and get a last minute gift. Now I got to go out and, get a gift bag, and these are for little kids. And I love the joy of seeing a little kid open a gift or something you get them. So yeah, if it was a grown up, I just get them a gift card, keep it moving. But a little kid, I just like to give them a gift. So there's that. But yeah, so it's just, oh my gosh, always something going on. All right, all right. So let's keep on going. All right. So anybody else, and then we'll get into the topic for the people that clicked on this for the topic. You said you drink this tea that helps after your shot. What is it? Do tell us the tea. Okay, so you guys are talking amongst each other, I think. Cookie is saying she didn't put pressure on herself either. Vicky from Vegas, how are you? No, that's okay. I'm glad you're here. Okay. Ooh, Ocean, wait a second. You lost 41 pounds. You recently gained 5 back and you don't know why. I still want. No, don't burst out crying. First of all, let's give you some confetti for losing 41 pounds. Now, once you lose 41 pounds, don't take that back. You lost 41 pounds. You'll take it. If you gain 5 back, that's okay. It'll come back off. I think you just got to stay patient, stay consistent. And wherever you went off course, or maybe you did, maybe your hormones went off course. Maybe your body just wants to stay at that weight, that was 5 pounds heavier. And, just work through that, stay patient, stay consistent, and just keep taking your injection. I think you'll be fine. But, don't get discouraged though, because trust me, I get it. I get it. I was just listening to this guy. I'm not going to say this, tell you who this guy is because I don't want to give him clicks and views. He's like a content creator that talks about other content creators. And he was saying all these things about this guy who went on this journey to lose, weight in 30 days. And he was going to track his calories, this, that, and other. And the guy wasn't a big guy, but this guy lit into him, and anything he ate that wasn't like perfect, like a whole food. Even though it was in his calorie deficit, he was getting on this guy, calling him names, calling him big bag, stuff like that. And I just thought, like, geez, oh man, this is why I'm glad I'm in this space. Because I think people can be so mean and so cruel. Geez, Louise. Okay, let's see. Ocean, try not to get discouraged, especially if you know you didn't eat that much. It's probably inflammation, will drop out as quickly as it appeared. So Vivi answered our question. What about the rest of you guys? What do you think about being over? Are we making everything too complicated? So let me see if I could find one of my little polls here. Is it still in here? Maybe it leaves once you. Oh, okay. All right, so here's the poll. Can you guys do it? Will it let you do it? Can you see it? Are we making the GLP-1 weight loss too complicated? Type 1, 2, or 3 in the chat. So 1 means yes, 2 means no, and 3 means sometimes. Can you guys see that? Ooh, are you guys typing it in there? I don't know. And I've never used it, so I don't know how it's working. So type 1, yes, 2 is no, and 3 if your answer is sometimes. Now, I wonder if they're going to allow us to see all the answers in there. I don't know. This is kind of new to StreamYard. If I were on YouTube, we'd be able to see it like right away. Shout out to YouTube. Okay. Ooh, so we got a 2. We got a 1, we got a 3, we got a 2. Stacy is a 3. Rosie, hey Rosie, how are you? Rosie's a 1. Gigi is a 1. Okay, all right. Are we making okay? I'm gonna have to give myself. Oh, I think we do make it complicated. I think a lot of things in life we make more complicated than it needs to be. How about that? I really do. Should we be making it more complicated? Now that's another question within itself. Carnivore muscle. Do you think, and I don't know, I don't think you're on a GLP-1 journey. Are you on a GLP-1 journey? Do you think we're making this GLP-1 journey too complicated? What do you think? Um, okay. Yeah, that solar bagel will get you there to the fiber. That mission carb wrap, that'll get you to the fiber. But I always say whole foods. Try those whole foods first. Okay, so Mel says she despises the term big back, self deprecating and ignorant. I'm just saying. Yeah, I don't like that. I'm a teacher, so I don't really like the name calling that people do, even if you're saying that to yourself. That I'm just not a fan of that. But, yeah. So, how about that? All right. So, okay, so that was I think it sounds like most people are saying no, right? How many one? So we got one because I don't think they tally it for me. So let me tally. So we got one, two, we got three, we got four. Okay, we only have four. I thought we had more than that. So we got four. So we got sometimes we got three. Maybe I'm a sometimes person too. I'm gonna go with you, Stacy. And who else said three? Whoever said three, Miss T. I'm gonna go with you guys. I think sometimes we do. I'm gonna change my sometimes to a yes. I think sometimes we do make it too complicated. Um, I think most people in this space eat too much fake processed foods and don't have objectivity in tracking their progress or tools used. So true, so true. And processed foods, you mean like not focusing on the whole foods? Yes. And so I know, and isn't it so funny that when we start the GLP-1 and we talk about the constipation, because that's a side effect, it's funny how nobody leads with the whole foods. It's always like this supplement, that supplement. I did too. So I'm include myself in that, and that's what I was leading with. And in my mind, I thought, okay, well, maybe they know I'm getting this in, and then to getting in between 25 and 35, and then this is just to help out. But when you start tracking, I always call you CM. When you start tracking CM, you realize you're not even getting that 25 to 35. A lot of us aren't. So that's why some of those fake foods, I guess, right? The carb mission, wraps, and what else? People, the solar bagels of it all that stuff that helps you get to that goal. But so yeah, I mean, geez, Louise. I think others do. A lot of folks are still getting the meds without education. And who's going to give it to you too, Gigi? I mean, you don't. Did you walk out from your doctor with the list of, protocol and things to do and follow? I think that's the problem. We don't really have that. And so people just do it on their own, or they come on YouTube and find folks that are doing it. Okay, what about this one? Ooh, what do we think? Now, this is one for a great conversation. Do you think all these GLP-1 supplements, electrolytes, collagen, fiber, what else? Oh, multivitamins, magnesium, B12. Do you think all of that is needed, or do you think it's just good to market more things to us? So a one is yes. Do we really need all that stuff? And a two is no. I'm curious to see what you say. C to the M says, even if something says protein, it's still processed. Exactly. They also focus on increasing, that's me saying exactly. They also focus on increasing dosages with side effects versus accepting willpower is a thing. Now, that I have to disagree, because I think willpower is a thing for some people. I think some people, if you have the disease of obesity, I don't think you have willpower, right? When it comes, that's why you need the GLP-1. Some people probably did need that little bit of push of the GLP-1 to kind of kick in and give them the real power they need, and probably corrected hormones and all that. But I don't just think it's a willpower thing for everybody. I really don't, because if it was, I'd be slim right now. I'm saying, I mean, I have willpower for everything else. And so I don't think I don't think I'm just like lazy, or I don't want to do it. I just think that I just don't, my body just is not allowing me to do it, my body and my brain. So that's what I think. And I know myself better than anybody else. So, I don't know what other folks are doing. I just know what I'm doing. And I know how accomplished I am with everything else. So why would this one thing I wouldn't be accomplished. So there has to be a reason for it besides saying you just don't have willpower. Because, yeah, I'm not buying that. Agreed, says Mel. It's much better to focus on whole foods as much as you can, but I also realize how expensive whole foods can be for some people in this economy. Yeah, and isn't that unfortunate that the whole foods cost a lot more than some of the other foods. And I mean, not for nothing, I think you can eat healthy and not be super expensive too. I think the problem is like those whole foods, like, you could buy canned goods and you could buy, and I guess, is that considered processed? I think when I think of whole foods, I think of, fresh out the garden type of situation, or unless it's meat, or feel like frozen is good too. I don't know about the canned and box stuff. That's when I feel like they're adding so many things to preserve it. There's that it takes away from the wholeness of it. But I do feel like that stuff can last forever. If I'm, I know it's so many times I didn't eat my fruit. I bought a variety of fruit because I like a variety of fruit. And if I don't get to it or my daughter doesn't get to it, it just goes to waste. And it's kind of like, geez, oh man, I think that kind of deters me from loading up. Like, I think this Sunday, that's what my plan is. I'm going to the market. I'm going to load up on fruits and vegetables, but I'm going to have to make sure I'm diligent about eating it because it goes to waste. And that other food can last forever. You don't get to it, you're like, oh, that's okay. So yeah, I don't know. I just think I gotta scratch my back. Sorry. Jeez Louise. So I just think that yeah, I know we have to do better, but I just think it's just a lot involved in all this stuff. Jeez Louise. I think it really depends on the person and on the medical conditions. Yeah. And that's the thing. I was watching this guy and he was, oh, I see the poll numbers. How come I didn't see it on the last one? Do you guys see that? Ooh. Okay, so it says, ooh, do we really need all those people? 20% said yeah. 80% said, nah, we don't need it. Okay, hold up. Wait a minute. We got a super chat. Mel, oh, Rosie. Oh my goodness. Okay, Mel, can you let me know if you can see that poll, or is it just I can see the poll? And Bellflower, one of you ladies, because I'm not sure. Rosie says, I'm trying to get to 100 pounds down by your 50th birthday in a few weeks. So right now I'm overcomplicating it. You're down 94. So you're probably doing all the things. So Rosie, wait a second. When is your birthday? Can you put that in the chat for me when your birthday is? Jeez Louise. I got a million pins and none of them work. Thank you. I appreciate that. And happy 50th birthday. Jeez Louise. Okay, somebody said yes. I can't see the name yet. They're saying yes, we see it. Okay, very good. Okay, so Rosie, when is your birthday? And let me give you a thank you. Here we go. All right. Here we go, Rosie. Here we go. 50. Jeez Louise. Don't you just love that for your. So I know some people are not a fan of getting old as the downsizing diva, but that's okay. I always feel like, again, you're gonna get tired of hearing me say it. It's gonna be embedded in your brain. Um, so it's going to be embedded in that brain. This is God has given you another opportunity to get it right, to live your life, live your best life. So I think that needs to be celebrated. We have to stop looking at age in a negative way. We got to let the people stop age shaming us, and we got to own that we're getting older. And a lot of people are getting older but better, right? And there's ways we can slow down the clock. So we're going to be talking about that upcoming on my channel too, about how we could possibly slow things down. Jeez Louise. No, ma'am. You had to look to socials, but the younger folk don't listen to OGs. I know. How about that? Jeez Louise. Let's see. Oh, when my PC prescribed the Zepbound, the only thing she said to me was, your insurance probably would cut. Jeez Louise. Well, it did. Jeez Louise. So I don't understand why they're giving you these marching orders with this medication. And some of these doctors are so excited about it, but they don't tell you anything. And is it simply because they just don't know? Maybe that's what it is. But I also see some of these YouTube doctors out here, and I'm just saying YouTube doctors because they're doctors, but they're on YouTube. And I don't know about these doctors. Some of these doctors, I don't know. I just kind of give them the side eye and keep it moving. Let's see. And I think people click on the doctors, right? Because it's so funny. People criticize those doctors in here, but as soon as they post the video, we're over there watching it, right? Because I guess we feel like, okay, well, they've educated themselves. Now, I think Dr. Dan is pretty legit because he's been working with GLP-1 patients for a long time. Not to say the other ones aren't. He's the only one that I really just watched his content. I actually had a conversation with him. So I know he is just really into this and want to see people live their best life without being overweight and unhealthy. So there's that. I've seen people would rather increase a milligram dose when they already have side effects to yes. And that's one of the things obliterate all hunger. And that's one of the things I will say is that is a thing. People don't want to be hungry on this medication and hunger is a part of life. It's okay to be hungry. I think people think and because when you first take it, it kind of squashes all that. Like, even for me anyway, and I've heard so many testimonials of people saying when I first took the injection, wasn't hungry, I wasn't feeling, I didn't have an appetite, I couldn't eat. And then when they start to feel that, I think they panic. And we panic. Let me include myself in that because before I knew better, I was feeling that way too. Like, oh, my appetite's not so as suppressed. But I realized that it's okay to be hungry. Hunger is a natural thing. It really is. Okay, so she's thinking cookie. Okay, all right. So he's C to the M is saying, I think for many it's a cop out. I don't often see morbidly obese people not affording ground beef, eggs. Right. Yes, it's so funny. Yeah, and some of this stuff is now some of the stuff I will say, and maybe because Mel and I we shop in Whole Foods. Whole Foods is a little bit more on the expensive side. I will say that. Check out my retirement mug. I just love that. So yeah, but I do, you're right. Some of it is excuses. You could some of the things you could buy, but and I what I find more so C to the M is that people shop for convenience, right? They get the fried, frozen, which is, freeze fried type of things, which I've been guilty of that and probably have some I know I got some fish sticks in my I had some fish sticks frozen in my refrigerator right now. My daughter, she kind of grew out of the fish sticks, so I'll probably have to end up eating them or waste them because she doesn't really like them. But I know my parents used to always say this, and this is so true for most people. If you get hungry enough, she'll eat them. Okay. So you never had food noise, but you do now. I don't feel great if my first meal isn't until noon. Okay. So what time do you cut off your eating? Because I think that also matters as well. And I used to cut off my eating at 7:30. Now I'm more into trying to push it back to even 7. But some days if my daughter and I are out and about and we eat earlier, like 5, sometimes I'm hungry. So I'll eat like 5 or 6. Well, I don't eat after that. And I'm telling you, I'm starving. So in the morning, those are the days where I get up and eat in the morning. And I'll drink a glass of water. And they say drink the water without being cold, but I like a cold glass of water. I can feel it going down. And so I'll drink the water unless it's a Monday. Join me Monday. I've been going live on Mondays and I'll wait and have the coffee, but I always still drink water. I think that's good to start your body off with the water. But yeah, I don't know. Um I think it depends on when you're cutting off your eating. And so, yeah. So, and think about it. If I stop eating at 7:30 and I'm a good stickler about this, and then I don't eat again till some days it's noon, 1 o'clock. That's a nice little window of me not eating. So that's why I say, even though I haven't been losing, and I don't think I've been losing, but I could be. I mean, I might surprise myself. So even though I'm feeling like that, I know I'm still doing things to help keep my weight where it's at, right? I'm not picking up a bunch of weight and gaining a bunch of weight, can't wear my clothes and all of that. So that has been helpful because before, if I wasn't taking a GLP-1 and I was, not tracking, just being easy peasy, lemon squeezy out here living my life like it's golden. If I was doing that before the GLP-1, oh, I for sure would have picked up weight because I would have, that when you are doing that, you're not really counting. All those little things add up. And before you know it, you're out of your calorie deficit. And, I don't care what kind of diet you want to call it, keto, weedo, medo, anything. If you are not in a calorie deficit, you probably will not lose the weight. So there's that. Okay. All right. So, okay. Did I miss somebody saying what they were doing? If I missed you, I didn't mean to. Did I miss something? I know somebody's talking to Cookie. I can get that. Sometimes this thing scrolls down. What are you taking every day, Cookie? Your doctor said it's safe to take every day. I think you're talking about something fiber related. When I started 2.5 years ago, says Stacy, my nurse practitioner told me a whole lot more than my doctor, my son's doctor, who specializes in obesity. I'm having to help my son. Wow, that is so crazy. So we had a doctor who specializes in it that's not telling you. Geez, Louise. Oh, the 25, the 25th of August, August 25th. Okay, Rosie. Okay, I love that. All right. So you're gonna be the big 5-0. So you have to come if you can on the 26th so we can sing happy birthday or either Monday. We can sing it the day before or the day after. I should be live either day. I don't know. That last week my daughter starts school, so I don't know what I'm gonna be doing with my time that uh C5G. Okay. All right. Very good. Thank you. All right. Oh, Pamela, how are you? She says, hello, Dee Dee and the Diva crew. Okay. So Mel is saying to C to the M. That is true. Wait a minute. I didn't sing my song. I want muscles for Joe. I love that song. Every time I see him in here, I think about the Diana Ross song Muscles. If you don't have that, I wish I could play it. That'd be my theme song when I came in here and sat down. But I wish I could play it, but I can't play it because it'll be a copyright thing. I'm gonna have to hit up Diana Ross. Can I play your song? My daughter will tell you. I used to play that. Well, yeah, I used to play that song a lot. Okay, so you said this is true. People don't have excess guidance that you and I have. Some are just trying to make it throughout the day. That said, we can guide with grace. Yes. Oh, Mel, you sound like you got a friend named Dee Dee. we got the same amount of votes. Okay, all right, very good. Let's see. Cookie is saying congrats on an early birthday. All right. You say you like Dr. Nadowski. Nadowski. Okay, I hear about him. A lot of YouTuber docs I know are dealing with sketchy sketchy backgrounds. Oh, do tell. Jeez Louise. Your doctor put you on, but did they tell you like what to do once you got the GLP-1? Because my doctor did too, but she didn't tell me to do A, do B, do C, eat this much protein, do that. I had to find all that out on my own. And then I would ask her to confirm, like, oh, how much of this should I be eating? And then that would either confirm or deny. And that's what made me keep watching certain people or not, because I'm like, oh, okay, they're on point with my doctor in my research. So yeah. Mel is telling us being hungry is normal. Absolutely. I just do my shots nowadays until I feel the injection wear off. I don't use a schedule, but I dose based on, okay, the last amount of whether I need more or not. Okay, very interesting. Now, I never heard anybody say that. But that just kind of reminds me of the word that comes to mind is you're flexible with it. You're basically going on how you feel. All right, interesting. Okay, very good. My doctor put me on a GLP-1 due to hypertension, but didn't give me any Okay, Miss T, there you too. Geez, Louise, welcome to the club. I still feel not hungry. I have to remind myself to eat or to have a protein shake. Okay, very good. All right, very good. I think those protein shakes, I know some people aren't into the protein shakes, but I honestly, when you can't eat or you're in a like a you need something quick, fast, I think the protein shake is a good option. It's better than eating a Snickers bar or in my opinion, right? Because at least it's packed with protein and it does fill you up. Now that protein shake fills me up. I'm telling you, mine does. I need to order some more of those actually. I haven't really been drinking protein shakes, only in my coffee. Welcome in everyone. Please remember to like the live. Thank you. Ooh, I love all the thumbs of it all. Some YouTube doctors who specialize in GLP-1s are chiropractors or have a doctorate in exercise psychology or is it physiology? No offense to them, but some are selling coaching programs, etc. Okay, very good. Yeah, I know, ma'am. Now, if you have if you have that doctorate in the exercise psychology of it all, um, I don't know. I would take that over the chiropractor. But the chiropractors are blowing up. So somebody's watching them. Somebody gave 'em some training. Those are some of the ones that get the most views here on YouTube. So there's that. Um, is that my girl? Sharon says real food don't have to be expensive. Yes, I agree. It does not, but some of it is though. Some of it is. Like I mean, geez, Louise, think about it though. You can buy now. I don't know. Maybe you guys know a cheaper place than me, but even going to like Sam's Club, I found Sam's Club, and those whole kind of food stores are the cheapest places to get fruit. Costco, maybe, but if you go into some of these regular grocery stores, farmers market, the other last week I was in Whole Foods and I want to say we got some peaches or nectarines. They were on sale. And we got five, and it was almost $6 or $7. Okay, so how many bags of chips can you buy with that? So that's what we're saying. If you make a commitment that you want to do it, now I know that's what five different ones, but let's say you got four kids. So, they're not getting two. They're not getting two peaches. They're just everybody's getting their own peach, and the mom and dad can split it. How about that? Because remember, I said six, right? So with my daughter, she gets three and I get three. That's not even enough to take us through the whole week. So it is more expensive. Whereas you could buy a bag of chips, and sometimes now I'm not seeing chips like that at chips, salsa, what tortillos, and all that. I don't see that for like three for $6 or three for $8 or something like that. I don't really see that a whole lot at Whole Foods. The Whole Foods might have a buy one get one free, or they might have like it was 6.49, now it's 3.99, something like that. So they're not slashing prices like that, but some of these grocery stores do that, but they do that to those foods. The only time Whole Foods that are really quality fruits and vegetables go on a sale. Now, vegetables you could get pretty cheap, I will say that. But with those fruits now, I don't know. The inflation has kicked in on those babies, and only time you could get them pretty decent at a pretty decent price is if they're almost expired. Right? When they look like there's, or you can feel them and they're so mushy, they're not going to last. So some foods will. I'm not going to say all foods, but some foods. But if it's a give or take, we got to do something, right, Sharon? I agree. We got to do something. Thank you for the jewels. I'm a jewel lady. I'm a jewel lady. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, let me give you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Okay, so oh, you can't play with my yo-yo. Yo, yo. Don't try to play me out. Don't try to play me out. I just love your name. How are you? Hey, WW, how are you? She says, hey, Dee Dee, and good peeps up in the house. Ooh, Mel says she's an intermittent faster. I enjoy the lifestyle and I'll let go when obligations to family and friends, social. Yeah, so that's good. Yeah, and that's situational, right? What about these chiropractors, Gigi? She says sometimes they get the bad end of the stick, but they are at least mine is really real versed with the gut, but they focus on root causes. Okay, so that's what they do. Mine was GA. She was really good. Now I'm telling you, some of these chiropractors, when you watch their thing, it's like they are thorough. They're researching, they're investigating. Um, Yeah. So there's that, I mean, what are you gonna do? I'm telling you, they are. I don't even want to say his name because I don't know. He's down with the people. I don't want to say his name. And they flagged my channel up in here, but that guy has so many views. He makes a video today, by 2 days later, it got a million plus views. So there's that. Jeez, Louise. Okay. All right. So I like how she's taking up for your chiropractor. Very good. We love that. Follow Jesus. Linda Amazing. Or Linda, is it Linda Amazing? I love it. Okay, follow Jesus. What a very good profile pic you have there. Okay, I love that. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I said I'm having a pretty good hair day today, even though it's been raining all day. Doses of Shani. Welcome to the chat. Look at that profile pic. You're styling and profiling. I love it. Very cute. Hi, Belle. How are you, Bella? You're such a cutie patootie. Look at you. It looks like you're up in the sun. Okay, so Miss WW says, anyone take the kiwi pen? Oh, I always want to call it the kiwi pen, the quick pen. So if I say kiwi pen, you guys don't know what I mean. I did my injection and it didn't fully go back to zero. Does that mean I didn't get the full dose? Ooh, who knows that? Now my dad is taking the quick pen, and I'm gonna go over there on Sunday or Friday. He takes it on Friday. I'll see him on Friday. I'm gonna check it out so I can learn more about it. So if anybody knows I can help her out, I think Mel could help her out with that. Um, so you said while you were still on the meds, Mel said I was on the quick pen through a Canadian pharmacy that my doctor used. Yeah, so yeah, if you could help her out with that, Mel, what does that mean? Miss Yo-Yo, I'm on 10 milligrams of tirzepatide and it feels like something in my throat and is in your throat and your esophagus. I'm not hungry and it feels like I'm full. And although I'm not eating, it feels like it just will not go down. Oh my goodness. Well, you know what? I would talk to your doctor about that ASAP. Has anybody else experienced that? I've never experienced that. That sounds very uncomfortable. Um, oh, Mel. I didn't feel like this when I was taking 7.5. I wonder, has anybody had that? That's pretty different. The dual should be just below the zero. Okay. I saw that, Pamela. Uh, oh, Grant, how are you? Grant with the hands. We said Grant's in the house. I said Grant's in the house. Watch him out. You remember that? That's Jerome's in the house. It's so funny. Trader Joe's is another place to buy. Yes, and Trader Joe's is on the cheaper side. I feel like Trader Joe's is not as expensive as Whole Foods, and actually they have some good selections in Trader Joe's. I will say that. Um, oh, you drink your protein every day. It also makes you full. Yes. So I need to start drinking that. I just got to get back on my regimen. I put fat soluble fiber in my water every day. It solves my constipation problem. Okay. Now, what is it? Does it have a particular name of some sort? Um, Mel is asking, has it been hard to eat food? Yeah, yeah. My sister used to say you need to be able to see the color of the plate and don't eat it all. You are not a garbage can. Okay. Well, that's a good rule of thumb, but I know some people are already eating smaller on a smaller portion plate. That's another strategy. So if your plate is normally like 10 inches, maybe eat on an 8-inch plate, something like that. How about this question I have for you guys? Is it? Wait, I gotta hide this one first. You can only activate one poll at a time. Okay, I'm not showing the poll. It's not letting me click on this next one. Jeez, Louise. I wonder why that is. Oh well. Resume. Yeah, something is going awry. Okay, that one came back up. Here, I'm going to stop this poll. Okay, maybe they'll let me show this one now. Okay, all right. Oh, I'm learning. I'm learning on the fly. Okay, so what about this question? Does constipation mean you need more fiber? What do you guys think? If you have constipation, does that mean you're not eating enough fiber? Yes or no? What do you guys think? One is yes, and two is no. Ooh, 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 ooh. What do you think? Me. Ooh, ooh. Somebody said yes. I don't know how many votes. Okay, yes, it's coming down. Okay. Ooh, we got a tie. We got two yes and two no. We got two yes and three no. Oh, geez, Louise. Okay, only five vote. Where's only five voters? Where are the rest of the voters? All right. What do you guys? Ooh, we got four no's. Do you think should I take these? My two gummies. You know what? I'm not gonna take them today. Right now. I just pop those little babies every day. That's two of those little gummies. They do a nice job for me. Oh, we got five no's. We got three yeses. Okay. So does constipation mean you need more fiber? That's an interesting question. I'm gonna turn on my fan. I'm getting a little warm up in here. This light is like right beaming down. It's giving me a nice light. The lights, I didn't believe this, but I'm telling you, lights make such a difference. It makes such a difference in how your skin looks, the angle it gets you at, whether you have the light or not. I mean, geez, oh man. Okay. All right. All right. So you guys are saying, so let me see. Let's ask the guys from Harvard. They seem smart. Does constipation mean you need more fiber? Okay, so six of our friends are saying yeah or no, and three are saying yes. Well, I mean, what is the dealio? Okay, so let's scroll down. What are you guys saying? People are saying hello. I hope you got your quick pen question answered. Um, I think you did. Very good. Okay. Um, okay, so Linda says she can still eat pretty good, but I am a slower loser, 65 pounds in 2 years, 4 months, 15 milligrams Manjaro. Oh, I'm a slow loser too. Um, but that's okay. That's still good. 65 pounds. And you've been keeping it off. When else have you done that? Okay, let me see. I'm trying to get this info. Okay, so ooh, okay. She says if I'm hungry, I'm not eating it all. If I'm hungry, I'm eating it all. Okay. Trader Joe's had a lot of food with additives, the proteins and produce. Yeah, they do. They got a lot of good food in. I mean, some of those snacks and things. Yeah, they got a lot of processed foods, and they also have a lot of like good. It's good frozen stuff, and I mean, geez, Louise. But I think they got good fruits, good veggies. I'm not a fan of their produce. For some reason, I'm not a fan of their produce. I mean, I didn't mean produce. I meant meat, man. I'm not a fan of Trader Joe's meat. Um, so yeah, it's just not no. Mm-mm. I'd rather buy meat from Whole Foods. Let me just say that. Okay. All right. So okay. So we got our votes in. Votes in. It could. Somebody said it could mean that you need more water. Yes, the water of it all. I think that water is going to really flush you out. So you're so right about that. There could be obstruction of some sorts, I think you're saying. Okay, very good. Yes. Thank you for posting that, Mel. Okay. Ooh, okay. So this is what the research is saying, okay? I like to get my research from Harvard, the New England Journal of Medicine and the Mayo Clinic. So between those three, fiber can help constipation, especially if your usual diet is low in fiber. But constipation can also happen from not drinking enough fluids, reduced food intake, less physical activity, medications, or slower movement of food through your digestive tract, which is what the GLP-1 does, right? And I know that's why I'm always so impressed when people say they never had constipation, because just by this medication doing what it's doing and it's slowing down your digestion, it just seems natural and normal that you would have constipation at some point. So good for you if you managed to skirt by and never have it. um and there's an important catch. They say adding a lot of fiber when you're not drinking enough water. We've seen this happen to some folks in our GLP-1 community. When your gut is already moving slowly, can sometimes make bloating and constipation worse. And I think that's how some of our friends end up in the ER, right? A good general target for women is about 21 to 25 grams of fiber per day, depending on age and adequate liquids. Increase your fiber gradually rather than loading up on the fiber. So, you don't want to go up. And I always was told 25 to 35 grams, but that's why I always tell people to check with your doctor and let your doctor guide you on how much fiber you should take, right? Just let them guide you. Okay. All right. So there's that. There we go. Problem solved. And drinking that water is so key, isn't it? Water is going to help everything flow through. Okay, so all right, that was a good question. I love the answers too. Okay, let's try this question. Let's stop this poll. So we had, okay. How about this? Ooh, good question. Are GLP-1 users becoming too obsessed with protein? What do you guys think? Are GLP-1 users becoming obsessed with protein? Too obsessed with it, I should say. Ooh, are you guys answering? Ooh, somebody put no. It went right across the screen. You saw that? Did you guys see that? Can you see it? Okay, we got a yes. Oh, we had two yeses and two no's. We're head to head, tied up. That no takes it. Ooh, somebody else said no. Ooh, okay, somebody said yes. All right. Jeez Louise, no is taking the lead. Ooh, it's tied. No and no. Yes and no. Okay. More no. Okay. Ooh, we're tied again. This is like a tennis match. Venus and Serena. Head to head. Okay, who's gonna take it? The yeses or the no's? I wonder if it would count my vote. I think I might be the tiebreaker. Right now, we're tied up. Okay, so let me say, I'm gonna say, is it gonna? Let's see if it's gonna take my vote. It did. I can vote. I can vote. I can vote. All right, so we are at yes, 62%. No, 38%. Okay, all right, okay. All right, so more people say we are obsessed with it. And I say that because I think protein is great, but I feel like everything is protein. They even have protein Doritos. Now, it's Doses of Shawnee. Are you still in here? Because she said she was eating those. I thought I heard you say you were eating, or not heard you, but that you had tasted those protein Doritos. I mean, everything is gonna have protein in it. Remember, I said we're gonna have protein toothpaste. Somebody's probably working on that as we speak. Everything's going to be protein, protein, protein. These GLP-1s, I'm telling you, in a couple years, they're going to take over the world. They're going to absolutely take over the world. And so we're off to a running start. So protein's going to be in everything. And I kind of feel like I mean, have you guys been in Target lately? Now, I know some of us were staying out of Target, but I've been starting to go back to Target. Because I've gotten these gift cards from a lot of my students. I went into Target, and I'm telling you, I actually recorded a video and didn't put it out yet. So I probably on that video look like I'm 53 because but I mean, when I tell you they got everything, snacks for protein bars, protein chips, protein crackers, protein cookies. I mean, anything you could name with that you might want to add protein in it, Target has it. I call them Target. They have it ready to go. So yeah, so there's that. So I think we have, and that flashed in my mind. That's the reason why I said yes. Now, a lot of us aren't eating as much protein as we should. So don't get that mistaken to are we obsessed with it though? I think we are obsessed with it. That's probably why we're obsessed, because a lot of people can't reach those protein goals. Hey, Miss V, I see you up in here. All right, so all right, very good. Yes, that's why protein shakes are so popular. Yes, I'm gonna put my protein video out. If I could edit these videos as quick as I can make them, I'd be in there. I don't obsess, but I do get about 95 to 120. I get more on days that I strength train, which is a smart thing to do. Very good. We love that, Mel. Let's give her some confetti. Go Mel to the B. All right, very good. All right, so let's see. This is our last question. Um, let's see. Let's see. What is it? Oh, maybe this is our. Oh, this is our second to the last question. Okay, so next question is, how much protein are you eating each day? Mel beat us to the answer, but so she can fill hers in. So one is less than 80 grams. Two is between 80 and 100 grams. Three is 101 to 140 grams. And four, if you are the king of the protein, you're getting over 140 grams each day. Which one are you? And I'm going to have to be honest. I'm at number two. Ooh, somebody's at number two with me. We're hanging out at two. Bam. Okay. All right. That's a good showing. We love that. Now they say the recommendation is at least 60 grams you should be getting if you're a woman. So, I mean, if you're getting 80, you're already doing good. But if you're strength training, I would try to get more. But talk to your doctor about that. I know there's a lot of people that I'm hearing about in the GLP-1 community. They have some other things going on, and people who struggle with chronic kidney disease, you can't eat that much protein. So it's reasons why people aren't getting in the protein, I think. Hey, Pat, did I see you come in here? How are you? Good to see you. Let's see. Stacy said we need to eat balanced meals. Protein has become a catchphrase like fat. Yes, Stacy, that's a good analogy. I love a good analogy. That's a good analogy. Like fat free was. Yes, and we know what that happened with that. Jeez, Louise. And I think what could go wrong with this protein is you're eating all the protein, but you're not working out with the weights and the resistance bands or however you're working your muscle. And I think that's why. And it reminds me of Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's a big fan of protein, but I think I was watching his documentary he was in, or about him or something, and they were talking about some of the guys who used to eat all the protein and then they stop working out, and that protein, that muscle turns to fat. So there's that. You got to keep it going. All right, very good. So let's see what most people are getting. Most people are getting okay, between 80 and 100. Okay, and nobody in here is getting over 140. So carnivore muscle must not be in here right now. Because I would think he would be one of those people that was getting that much. Okay, very good. That's a great showing, between 80 and 100. So we are on point. All right, last question. Last poll question. What does it actually mean when your food noise comes back? What do you guys think? My latest video, I'm talking about the food noise of it all. And just talking about my experience with food noise, and it's not having it coming back. So if you didn't watch that video, go and check it out and see if you can relate to anything I talk about in there. I'm hoping one of those days this video will be down the road, like really people will go back to that video and kind of watch it if they're having food noise. And that's the thing that's sabotaging your weight loss, because it's a real thing. I know people go up on dose, and that's one of the reasons why I went up. A lot of times that I went up is because of the food noise. So it's a powerful thing. So when it comes, what does it mean when it comes back? Does it mean, one, that your GLP-1 has stopped working? Does it mean that you need a higher dose? Does it mean that you need to change what you're eating? Or do you just not know? And if you put not know, tell us why. Is it because you've never had food noise? Is that why you say I don't know? What do you think? We didn't get a lot of votes. So we only have five. Well, we have four votes. Okay. 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 Let's see. All right. Okay, so we have three who honestly don't know. Two people think they need to change what they're eating. One person thinks they need a higher dose. Okay, and I'm gonna be honest. I'm telling you, every time I titrated up, it was because I started to get the food noise. Okay, all right. So here we go. Okay. You perfectly Pamela said it could mean a plethora of things. Absolutely. Yeah, not just one thing. I've had food noise return intermittently. Okay. So I wonder if it was based on what you were eating. Because I feel like for me, and just from talking to so many folks in my comment section and coming to the live streams and all of that a 2 year history of talking to GLP-1 folks. I feel like when people are getting cravings and food noise coming back, sometimes it's the medication is wearing off, not stop working, because that's the misunderstanding that the medication has stopped working. That's not true, that it totally stopped working. Because, like, for me, I'm somebody, it's still helping with my blood sugar, it's still helping, with my high blood pressure and all those things in the background that you would have to take a lab to, get lab work to see. But as far as the appetite and the food, thinking about the food constantly, that part when the medication kind of wears off in your body, and that's why you have to take the next injection the next week, right? Because the medication wears off, and so that's when you can start to get that food noise. So that doesn't necessarily, that's why I say you probably shouldn't just automatically go up on a dose. I would talk to your doctor about it, but sometimes it's good to stay and fight through. But I think the big thing is we got to know the difference between, am I having food noise, a constant chatter about food, or am I hungry? And I think sometimes people don't want to be hungry and eat, right? And you have to do that. You have to say, is this food noise or am I hungry? And you're only going to know that if you really think it through and ask yourself questions about it. Am I eating because I'm bored? Am I eating because I'm stressed? Am I anxious? Am I emotional about something? Or do I really have physical hunger? And I would say to you, how do you know when you're hungry? Stop what you're doing, don't eat, walk away. And if you still feel that same sensation and urge to eat, you're probably hungry. But if it's something that, you can say, oh, okay, I'm just not going to, I'll do something else. And I found myself doing this. I've done something else. And then I thought, I wasn't even really hungry. I thought I wanted something to eat, but I didn't really want something to eat. Or sometimes we're thirsty. Did you guys know that? Even before this GLP-1, I used to always ask myself, like, am I thirsty? Because sometimes I would think I want to eat and then I would just be thirsty. So there's that. So I agree with perfectly, Pamela. It could be a bunch of different things, but I think it's confusing. I know for a fact, for me, because I was having the food noise so strong for so many years, it's like now when I took the GLP-1, it was gone. It was like, oh, so exciting, right? And then when that starts to creep back in, you start to think like, what's going on with the medicine? Is it not working for me? Is it not doing its job? And it's a scary thought because you had not felt that for all this time since you've been taking it, and you don't want to go back. I think that's the fear. You don't want to go back to when you had all that stuff going on. So I think that's why it's great to educate yourself on the medication and how it works. So now you know that when you have that food noise going back, you have the different strategies of what you could do. Take that 5-minute pause, go do something else, see if you're still hungry even after that. And think about why you're eating. That's so important to figure out why you're eating, because a lot of times we're eating our feelings, whether they are good or bad, even on this GLP-1. And some of us are doing the opposite, where you were eating before, now you're not eating at all, which is not good either. It's not good to be on either extreme. It's kind of good to be balanced in the middle. So, okay, so what are you guys saying? Yes, people, I think, Stacy, that's a lot of that's going on, confusing those hunger cues with the food noise. I really never had hunger cues. I never really had hunger cues on the are you saying on the GLP-1 or before the GLP-1 or with the GLP-1? Okay, Miss V, you're so right. Hey, Miss V, you're so right about the confusion in this community. Food noise and hunger are two often used interchangeably. Yes, I think so too. And and I think that once we can figure that out, people probably wouldn't be so quick to titrate up or go up in the dose so fast. But again, if your doctor is leading you, I think it's great. If I can eat a cold boiled egg, I'm hungry. Well, that's a great gauge. That's a great gauge to have, like a strategy of if I can eat this, that means I'm hungry. This is such a great community. And one of the things I always say, Stacy, is I call us the pioneers, right? We're like on the front lines of this GLP-1. And if you ever, talk to somebody that was an entrepreneur or somebody who was giving guidance to people, and in schools we analyze data a lot, and growth happens, and you can see growth from year to year, but to really see true growth it takes about 5 years. And so I don't know anybody in this community that's been on this medication 5 years. Now, I'm not saying it's people who aren't, I'm just saying I don't know who they are. And so we're still pioneers, and I would say, it's 2 3 years from now the whole landscape of this is going to look so different. So we are just kind of learning. So that's why I say we got to give people grace. We got to let people work through their issues. We got to let people make mistakes. We got to let people excel, right? And do a great job. We have to use those people that have done a great job with this medication, use them as role models, learn from their mistakes, because I think everybody probably has made some mistakes, along on their journey, or wish they would have done something. Or if you got a perfect journey, come here and tell it, because I want to hear about it. Go tell it on the mountain, over the hills and everywhere. I love that. So it's just all kind of people, right, in this community, and I think it's great. We're here supporting each other. This is the time for us to talk through things. you know um I just love that. I love that. Okay, all right. I stay on the dose for 2 months, and then I go up a dose Monday. You start 12.5 of the Zepbound. Very good, Vicky. Very good. So you're going up on the dose. 12.5. I'm telling you, I always say that because I think the higher doses, but 2.5 was a great dose for me. 5 was a great dose when I could get it. That was when the shortage came. So I think that kind of messed up my experience with the 5. But yeah, those were some great doses for me as I'm thinking about it. And then, what also was a great dose? Then when I got to that 10, oh geez, that 10 was so good for me. 10 for the win. And then 12.5, I really enjoyed that 12.5. Now I'm on 15. I'm going to be talking about more about that experience of 15, because now I've been on it for a longer time now. I could really, and it's starting to, like, my body is starting to adjust to the 5. So now I really feel like I could share some stuff. But yeah, this medication is just, it's a joy. Now it'll be interesting to see what's going to happen with my A1C on this 15. Right now, my A1C, the last time, I should say right now, I mean, the last time I had blood work done, it was at a 5.6%. So I'm sitting pretty right where I need to be. And so I'm excited to see what happens when I go on this 15, if it in fact brings it down. Now, mind you, I'm one of those people. I don't want to be too low down on as far as my A1C, because I don't want to be one of those folks in fear of passing out. I'll pass on that. So I want to stay in the mid 5s. Like if I could get to 5.5, I think that's probably where I want to be. 5.5, 5.4. I'll be at a good spot for me, right? For me. Let's see. Do you go up high because the low doses don't work any longer? I was going up. Well, the protocol when they were, doing the trials and studying this medication was to go up every 4 weeks, because the goal was to get you to the highest to the highest dose where most of the weight loss happened. Now you might be saying, well, why didn't they just start you there? Because they wanted people's body to get used to the different levels of the medication. So they slowly moved you up. It's kind of like weaning you off of something, right? They slowly moved you up. And then over time, people realized that, I could continue to lose on 2.5 or 5 and never have to go up to 7.5 in the higher doses. So once people actually started, being out here and using the medication and, and not titrating up that with that every 4-week schedule, people just started individualizing it and customizing it to their needs, which I think is a great thing, right? So, but when the medicine stops working on those lower doses, your body gets used to it. Going up to that higher dose is, the next thing to do, to go up to the next level. And sometimes it brings on more weight loss. Sometimes it does not for some people. Sometimes it just helps you maintain. And so sometimes it just controls your appetite for, the first 4 to 5 days, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? Because eventually when you get to day 6 and 7 and start taking that next injection, people start feeling it. So I think, I just think that it's so individual. But yeah, the dose does kind of wear off for me. That's been my experience, and that's why I've gone up. But I stayed on 10 for, I want to say 9 or 10 months. I stayed on 12.5 for probably a year. And I don't know, was it 12 months? I don't know. Where's Grace at? and so, I stayed on that dose for that period of time, and now I'm on 15. So we'll see, if, and I really feel like I could go back down on the 12.5. I had to do that when I went to the Didi's meetup, just because it was a snafu with my insurance. And I had to go back down for a week to 12.5. And I was fine. So I probably should have went back, but I'm curious to see like what it's going to do to my blood sugar. And just how this is going to play out over time, and not rush it because it's still kind of new. So I'm just curious to know for myself. So there's that. All right. Well, what are you guys saying? Because what time is it? It's 10:02. So we can get ready to hightail it out of here. Does anybody have anything else for the cause? You said, I don't want to find out. Yeah, a lot of people didn't know even what food noise was until they started the GLP-1. So how about that? People didn't even know what it was. So is there anybody celebrating anything? And good night, Stacy. Have a great rest of your week. Because if not, we can get out of here. Jeez, Louise, when I tell you guys, I am so tired. I can't wait to get in the bed and just snooze. I'm looking forward to it, actually. Anything else for the cause? If not, I want to tell you guys, thank you, Rosie. I appreciate that. Don't forget next week to come so we can sing happy birthday. And thank you, Pamela, for the jewels. And I will see you guys on Monday. I think on Monday I'm going to be live 9:30, 10ish. I'm going to be live a little bit earlier, but we shall see. So with that said, I want to thank you for joining me. I had a great time with you as usual. Enjoy the rest of your week. Don't forget to check out my videos. I had pictures to show you guys. I'm going to show you guys on Monday. I forgot all about showing my pictures. I'll show you guys on Monday or next Wednesday. So bye. Good night.